So yeah, that does become difficult. What you want to look for, where the gill starts, like right here and right here, we want to kind of trace this line here and make sure it's even. Make sure it's like it's a proper like U shape.
Right.
I've seen on some koi where this here will actually be like all the way up here and cut, and then it'll go wide this way. So the head shape is.
So this is a nice smooth transition.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's probably the easiest thing to spot out. As far as like knowing how big a head should be, like it should be that big, or like it could be that big. You know, this is just a monstrous head size.
Right.
But yeah, as far as what percentage of the body it should take up is it's pretty difficult to say. Looks like you could fit 3 heads there. Yeah.
20 to 25%,
somewhere around there.
Outstanding.
Yeah, they're so impressive looking at like right next to each other. Again, look at this just massive spine that's coming out of here, how thick that bone is.
Yeah.
That's really important to us to know that we can build meat, like muscle on top of that. Because if these bones are weak, we can't fit all that mass
weight,
on top of it.
But they're underwater, so it weighs half the amount. Come on.
Yeah, this is true.
All right, hey, listen, before we put these guys away, I don't want to keep them in here too long.
Sure.
Maybe this is a good opportunity to show, Kiwa or skin quality or something, because they're big,
absolutely.
big.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
so
jump into it.
First thing we want to talk about is a little bit on the skin quality. If we look at her, you can really start to see the depth of the scales. Mm-hmm. So scales are there's 3 parts to a fish's skin quality, right? It's actual scales, what we think of when we think of koi or fish. Mm-hmm. Then there's skin that's in between the scales, right?
Yeah, you can start to see that on these monsters.
Exactly. And then there's slime. Their slime is actually part of their skin. So when we talk about skin quality, we're talking about all 3 of those features. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what you just alluded to here. On this koi, you can actually start to see the white, like the skin.
It's real easy to see on this as opposed to the red, but you can see that. Oh my God, look how beautiful that is. Yeah. And you see that nice flesh in there.
It's like a little. It's actually raised. Like it's something that you could probably measure somehow.
Right.
And so that's something that we talk about skin quality. Skin quality is probably the most difficult thing to talk about, but you can really see it in this koi.
So to explain that raised part, like that fat white chunk of meat in there, if you run your finger down it, it's doing this.
Right.
And when you think scales, you think like roofing, just like boom, boom, boom. Right? This is actually like a wave.
And then let's talk about Sashi and Kiwa. So Kiwa, if you guys remember, is the back part of a red pattern. So it would be like here. It would be here, 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 and here. So it's the end of a red step. And that Kiwa, we want that Kiwa to be very clean. Now these have 2 different types of Kiwa. This Kiwa takes up a whole scale.
Let's show it sideways here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. So you can see how this is a whole entire scale. It's perfectly aligned. It's gorgeous. And like once you start to notice those things, that's part of koi appreciation. Like once you see like, oh, holy crap, I didn't realize that red goes all the way up to a whole scale.
Right.
And you see how clean and defined it is. Once you start to acknowledge that, then I think people really start to see, wow, koi are rare, koi are beautiful.
I think I love that you said koi appreciation, because I think, we're doing these koi discussions to teach people, and so everyone learns more about this, and we grow the hobby, But this is like when we go deep. A lot of people just go wide and just go like, look at this fish. But we're taking this deep, and to be able to teach people about these factors in koi appreciation is it's just great.
Now let's take a look at this.
Let's look how the white lands on the top. Well, that's the opposite side.
Well, I want to show real quick the Kiwa here. So this is the same Kiwa that we talked about.
Yeah.
Now, if we look here, you notice it's still very sharp and clean, but it doesn't take up the whole scale.
It's in the middle of the scale, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Like that's not a bad thing.
I'm totally fine with it.
Totally different.
Come on.
Just a different style of Kiwa. So we have a different head shape, and we have different Kiwa style, but both beautiful koi.
Right.
So is one better than the other? Maybe. But is it because of those things? Definitely not. Then let's talk about Sashi, which is the front side of the pattern.
Yeah, which is happening
which
really
is
cool here.
Right here, and like right here and right here.
So you're seeing that white scale. Though this scale is completely white, but underneath it, the other scale that goes underneath it
is
you
red.
can see through it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's part of koi development. So this koi is still, its red is still getting better. It's still growing. It's showing us that this koi isn't finished. So it's still got some love in it, and it's still improving. So we always look for good sashi. We always look for good sashi in a koi at any age. So, and we really want it to be just
this one's so
these
clean
scales
right here.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
clean. I love it.
You can see that really nice, even little light pink here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Now, sometimes koi will have pink that goes all the way up to here, so it's more than 2 scales.
Okay.
That is not good.
Okay, good.
It's not bad. It just means the koi will always have that, and it'll be a little bit too thick.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to know.
Yeah. Eric, it's really funny because when we do these videos, sometimes I just get stuck like just staring at the koi in awe and like I just want to shut up and just watch the fish.
You know what's cool about doing these koi discussions and this koi appreciation, we're going to call it now maybe, is I spend a lot of time with you here walking around looking at stuff, sometimes buying stuff, sometimes just introducing you to my clients so they can buy stuff.
Sure.
And I see you do your thing and it's always sexy, it's always cool. But when we're here, sometimes you go like, oh my gosh, this fish is better than I thought. Like, I can't believe this is my fish. Right. I see it when we're talking, which is really cool. It makes me know that genuine quality about you, and that's why everybody loves you so much.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, let's put these guys back. There's a
Sure.
big fish, little water. Let's honor them and put them away.
Indeed. Cool.